Ever wondered how a man who was rejected from over 30 jobs, including KFC, and failed his college entrance exam twice, went on to build a multi-billion-dollar empire? This is the incredible story of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. It's a journey of relentless persistence, audacious vision, and a little bit of luck. Born Mayun in 1964, in Hangzhou, China, Jack grew up in a humble home during a time of immense change in the country. From a young age, he was fascinated by the English language. This wasn't just a casual interest. It was a passion that would shape his entire life. For 9 years, every single morning, he would ride his bicycle for 45 minutes to a hotel near Hangzhou's famous West Lake, just to offer free tours to foreign tourists and practice his English. This wasn't for money. It was for connection, for language, for a window to the outside world. This is where he got his English name, Jack, given to him by a tourist friend. But his academic path wasn't easy. In fact, it was filled with failures. He failed his primary school test twice, his middle school test 3 times, and his college entrance exam twice. The third time he took the exam, he barely scraped by, getting into what was considered the worst college in his city, Hangzhou Normal University. He often jokes that he even applied to Harvard 10 times and got rejected every single time. After graduating, the rejections continued. He applied for 30 different jobs and was turned down by all of them. When KFC first came to his city, 24 people applied for a job. 23 were hired. Guess who was the only one who got rejected? Yep, Jack Ma. It seemed like the world was telling him he wasn't good enough. But Jack didn't listen. His life took a dramatic turn in 1995 during his first trip to the United States. A friend introduced him to the internet. The very first word he searched for was beer. He found beers from Germany, from America, from Japan, but not a single one from China. Curious, he then searched for China and found practically zero information. It was a light bulb moment. Jack saw a massive opportunity. If he could get Chinese companies onto the internet, he could connect them with the rest of the world. Upon returning to China, he launched his first internet venture, China Online Directory for Chinese businesses. He borrowed $2,000 to start it. The company was one of China's very first internet businesses. It was a tough sell. Most people in China at the time had never even heard of the internet. They thought he was a scammer. But he persisted, trying to explain this invisible, magical thing called the internet. While China Pages wasn't a huge success, it was a crucial learning experience. It taught him the power of the web and gave him his first taste of being an entrepreneur. After a brief stint working for the government, Jack Ma was ready for his big move. In 1999, he gathered 17 of his friends in his small apartment and laid out his grand vision. He wanted to create an online marketplace for small and medium-sized businesses. A platform where a small business in a tiny village in China could sell its products to someone in California. The idea was bold, maybe even crazy at the time. He had no money and no technology, just a powerful idea and a team of loyal believers. This was the birth of Alibaba. The name Alibaba itself is a stroke of genius. He was in a coffee shop in San Francisco and asked the waitress if she knew about Alibaba. She said yes. Open sesame. He realized it was a globally recognized story, associated with opening doors to hidden treasures. That's exactly what he wanted his company to do. Open doors for small businesses. The early days of Alibaba were incredibly difficult. For the first 3 years, the company didn't make a single dollar in profit. They were burning through cash. Jack had to be creative, resourceful, and incredibly persuasive to keep the company afloat. He managed to secure a $5 million investment from Goldman Sachs and later a crucial $20 million investment from SoftBank, led by Masayoshi Son. Masayoshi Son was so impressed by Jack's vision and charisma that he decided to invest after just a 6-minute pitch. That investment was a lifeline. With funding secured, Alibaba started to grow. But the real game changer came in 2003 with the launch of Taobao, an online shopping site designed to compete with the global giant eBay, which was dominating the Chinese market. Everyone thought Jack was insane to take on such a powerful competitor. eBay was a giant with deep pockets. But Jack had a home field advantage. He understood the Chinese market and its consumers better than anyone. He made Taobao free for sellers while eBay charged a fee. This attracted a massive number of small merchants to the platform. He also introduced a messaging tool called Ali, which allowed buyers and sellers to chat in real time, building trust and facilitating transactions. This was a feature perfectly suited for the relationship-driven Chinese market. And perhaps most importantly, he launched Alipay. Alipay was a revolutionary payment system that solved the biggest problem in Chinese e-commerce: trust. People were hesitant to pay for goods online before receiving them. Alipay acted as an escrow service, holding the buyer's money until they confirmed they had received the goods in good condition. Only then would the money be released to the seller. It was a simple yet brilliant solution that unlocked massive growth for Taobao and the entire e-commerce industry in China. Within a few years, Taobao had pushed eBay out of the Chinese market. It was a David versus Goliath victory that cemented Jack Ma's status as a tech visionary. From there, the Alibaba ecosystem continued to expand. They launched Mall for bigger brands, Alibaba Cloud for computing services, and Cainiao for logistics. Alibaba became more than just an e-commerce company. It became the digital infrastructure for commerce in China. In 2014, Alibaba Group had its initial public offering, its IPO, on the New York Stock Exchange. It raised a staggering $25 billion, making it the largest public stock offering in history at the time. The man who couldn't get a job at KFC was now on top of the financial world. Jack Ma became the richest man in China and a global icon of entrepreneurship. So, what can we learn from his story? First, persistence is key. Jack Ma faced constant rejection, but he never gave up. He saw every failure not as an endpoint, but as a learning opportunity. He famously said, "Today is cruel. Tomorrow is crueler. And the day after tomorrow is beautiful." Second, have a vision. He saw the potential of the internet for China when no one else did. He wasn't just building a company. He was building a new way for businesses to operate and for people to live. He was always thinking 10, 20 years ahead. And third, put your customers first. His philosophy was always customers first, employees second, and shareholders third. By focusing on creating real value for his users, the small businesses of China, he built a loyal community and an unbeatable business model. Jack Ma's story is a powerful reminder that it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. What matters is the size of your dream and your willingness to fight for it. From a poor boy practicing English with tourists to a global tech titan, his journey is a testament to the power of resilience, vision, and believing in yourself when nobody else does.